Today we'll be going over lesson 13-2 on linear regressions. It states, math terms. A scatter plot will show a positive correlation if y tends to increase as x increases. Other data may have negative correlation, where y tends to decrease as x increases, or no correlation. A correlation is sometimes called an association. There's a correlation between two variables if they share some kind of relationship. Is there a correlation between the variables of your linear model and item 4 in lesson 13.1 and explain? Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to pull the data from 13.1 that we had. This was our data from item 4, 13.1. Remember, we plotted these points. And the question is there a correlation between the dots? As one increases, does the other tend to increase, and vice versa? And the answer would be yes. Remember that this was our book data. This was where we passed the book along the line and we set it down on the table after it went through all the hands, and we timed it. So yes, as the number of students increased, the length of time also increases. Example of data with two variables that illustrate positive correlation, negative correlation, and no correlation are shown below. The more closely the data resembles a line, the stronger the linear correlation. So it's saying that this one would be a linear positive correlation because it goes upward. This is linear negative because it goes downward. But notice this one. This one's linear, but it's called weak. Notice how those dots are further apart. And right here we have no correlation because these dots don't resemble a positive or a negative. They're kind of all over the place. It says, look back at your linear model in item 4 in lesson 13.1. Does your linear model represent positive, negative, or no correlation? And explain. So I'm going to go back to our model. Would we say that this resembles linear positive? Does this resemble linear negative, linear weak, or no correlation? I think it kind of models this one right here. It's definitely linear positive. The linear model is positive. Sorry, I should say is a positive correlation. It does ask me to explain. as the X increases, Y also increases. On to your debriefing question for this section.